Hello everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. DeepSeek's fever is still here. A lot of people are trying to build their own fine-tuned versions of DeepSeek and we already have covered a couple of stellar efforts on the channel. If you don't know what DeepSeek is and what this hype is about, just go to my channel and search with R1 and you should be able to find heaps of videos around it. In this video though, I'm going to share with you this dataset which has been built by Cognitive Computations and Eric Hartford, which you could use to build or fine-tune or train your own AI model which could do the reasoning like DeepSeek R1. This dataset has been designed for training R1 style reasoning models like DeepSeek R1 and follows a structure aimed at enhancing reasoning capabilities. Now in this video, I'm not going to bore you with all the details and theoretical details. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to explain the crux and the essence of this data set because that is what I believe lacks in so many other explanations. So this is the area very humbly I'm trying to address to try to learn what exactly is behind this data set which looks like this. Now I firmly believe that the success of any AI model very heavily depends upon the quality of data set which it has been trained on. Garbage in, garbage out. If your data set is of very high quality, your model is likely going to be of quite high quality. But if your data set is not good enough, then no matter how much hardware you throw at it, your model is going to be very sub quality, and I don't think so it would be a success. So creating a good data set requires you to understand the underlying data which is part of that data set, and that is what I'm going to do in this video. Now if you look at this data set which has been built by these guys, which is called as Dolphin-R1, then there are these columns. The main column is message and I will get to it shortly. Then we have scores, refusal, and then there are a couple of placeholder columns which deals with quality and that sort of stuff. I'll just go here towards the end if it would let me. There you go, overall quality and compliance rating. Now let's try to understand these columns, what exactly is there. So if I click on this message column, you will see it's quite big, it's huge. Now I have just taken one value out of this data set, this one message and all of these, and I have put it here in my VS Code. And now let me try to explain what is happening here. Now before I do that, let me also give a very quick shout out to our sponsors of the video who are AgentBot. AgentBot lets you effortlessly deploy a personalized knowledge bot across platforms like Discord, Slack, and others. It is ideal for open source tech communities and startups that provide user support, and I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Okay, going back to my VS Code. Now again, as I was saying, let's try to understand the composition of this message. Now even before that, I just want to tell you, don't worry about this whole data here. Let's slice and dice it piece by piece. So for example, if you just highlight this content, there are a lot of contents here in this data set. So what exactly these contents are? These are the discussions between user and model or user or assistant. Each content has got assigned a role. So for instance, this role is of user. So this whole thing has been asked by a user. And then if you check out the rest of the role, I'll just highlight this. You see there are a lot of other roles, and the next role is of assistant. And if you scroll through this, this is a discussion which is happening between an assistant and role, and assistant is going step by step. So what I have done, I have shrunk this message so that we would be able to understand it better. So let me show you that shrunk value. Now look at this. This was the first one where user has inquired, and this is primarily an interactive dialogue that involves a reasoning problem which is aimed at evaluating or enhancing the model's mathematical and logical reasoning skills. And That is what is happening here. So user has inquired that in a club of 20 members, Alice and Bob often disrupt meetings. The club proposes including Alice in every committee, then randomly selecting two others from the remaining members. Does this reduce the likelihood of Alice and Bob being on the same committee? And then if you remember, there were a lot of roles for assistant, and it was because it was an interactive dialogue. So this was the original method, that probability of Bob and together it has this probability. Then this is a proposed method, and then assistant has come up with fraction simplification on the basis of these. And then if you go through this data set, it is filled with these examples where there has been an interactive dialogue between user and assistant, back and forth, and then assistant is logically deducing the answer. It is self-reflecting, it is correcting itself, it is going step by step. The whole chain of thought stuff is happening here. And that is how, when you train your own base model on top of this reasoning data set, it starts learning how to reason through it. So primarily, this Dolphin-R1 has been comprehensively crafted to train AI models in multifaceted reasoning tasks that mimics realistic scenarios and questions. And by including a mix of structured problem solving like mathematical reasoning and conversational elements, it helps build robust models like DeepSeek R1 or your own fine-tuned one which specialize in various reasoning tasks. And the interaction between user-generated problems and AI-generated solutions demonstrate abilities like self-verification and reflection, which is crucial for models like DeepSeek R1 Zero and the actual R1 that rely heavily on reinforcement learning mechanism to drive their reasoning and decision-making capabilities. Now, this particular model, it has a lot of other things. So in its data set, there are 300k records from DeepSeek R1, which are, in my opinion, which are the samples which make the foundation of this data set. And that consists of data used in the DeepSeek R1's model development, and they primarily focus on logical problem solving, complex reasoning tasks, and they're integral to building the reasoning capabilities. Then there are 300k from Gemini to Flash thinking. This could be for quick response or fast-paced reasoning, so that model could think quickly and efficiently. And there is also 200k from Dolphin's chat sample, which I believe are focusing on conversational aspects and dialogue that enhances the model's ability to understand and engage in human-like conversation. So I would say pretty good effort. If you're looking to train your model, please train it. I'm more than sure Eric is going to train their own Dolphin model on top of it, and we will soon be seeing the Dolphin reasoning model. And as soon as that gets released, I'm going to cover it on the channel, because I have been covering these Dolphin models from the start, and I have covered a lot of Dolphin models, as you can see on your screen, a lot of them. So I believe every Dolphin model with testing and thorough rigorous explanation is already on the channel, so you can go through it, and I have been covering since day one. Okay, so you can search it on the channel, of course. So look, I believe this is quite interesting, and rest of the column, like we have score, I think this is representing a performance metric or a quality score for a particular interaction or task, indicating how well it met the desired outcome during test runs or evaluation. And then refusal primarily indicate whether the assistant refused to answer the query or not. False means that successful engagement. And then we have this compliance rating and overall quality. This could be placeholder for future evaluations, or maybe to collect the data gradually. This could be, I think ignored in most of the cases. But anyway, look, I'm very keen to see the model trained on this data set, because that will be a real interesting. If you're looking to do it, once your model is ready, share with me. I will be happy to evaluate it on the channel after installing it locally. That's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network, as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.